Hi guys, I was training here for your next Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today we have a battle against Obed Stop Bitching. Now Obed was on the site and I was on the site. We weren't doing anything and I said, Obed, I want my rematch now. And he was like, ugh, really? Do we have to? Alright, I gotta get my moms. I'll be back to crush your soul. So he came back with his mons. You know Obed mons. He has a Greninja. He has a Mega Metacham. He has a Garchomp. He has Klefki. He has Sableye. And he has Chansey. The three of those things are going to cause me a lot of issues. He likes a lot of trolling. But let's get into the match. You know my team. I don't need to go over my team, right? This is the Jellicent Semi-Trick Room team with Landorus as offensive pivot support and speed control Cresselia in case I lose my Trick Roomer. So, let's get into it. Okay, Obey Chainsaw, looking suave, goes into his Chansey. I was like, oh, Chansey, oh, I hate these things. Oh, they're so bulky. I go to my Jellicent. I just don't want my Jellicent to be poisoned at this point in time. And I switch out into my Cresselia, knowing I can take the Toxic and rest it off, and I'll be back at a reasonable amount of health and burn some turns with some sleep turns. So I do that knowing this, and I go for the side shot. The side shot does not do nothing to that Chansey. Chansey is bulky. He hits me with a seismic toss. It does about a quarter with poison damage, almost half. I said I don't want none of this. I paralyze this, and Chansey is trying to get the paralyzed hats. Don't get it. Goes for the other seismic toss. I was like, really? We're gonna play this game? I got my citrus action going, all that citrus action, and I go for the icy wind here to see if I can lower its speed. I know Chansey is really slow. Oh no, I don't go for the icy wind. I go for the rest. I already know Chansey is pretty slow, so I didn't need to go for the icy wind. I think. So I go for that, knowing that the poison was getting annoying. I stay here. He has the aromatherapy, so he goes for that, and he cures his status of paralysis. So I burn some sleep turns in here, and he goes for 7% toss. I could take those all day, all night, every day of the week, every day of the year. He says he's not taking this, it's going to take too long. He goes into his Klefki, knowing he wants to set up on me, all that good stuff. I burn a second sleep turn right here, and he gets up the light scream. I was like, ugh, really? Dual scream Klefki, you really gonna play this game? So I go for the icy wind. He avoids the attack, and he gets off the toxic on my Cresselia again. He said, you carry toxic on Klefki too? And I was like, ugh, not liking this at all. At all. So I go for the icy wind to lower speed. I want to be faster than this because I know this thing carries foul play as well. So I want to be faster in it, so before it goes for a foul play. So I do that, and then I go for the thunder wave. He gets both of his screams. Those screams are going to screw me over all day, every day. I really need to get somebody with brick break and just break screams all over these people's faces. People gotta start sending screams on me. And he goes into another annoying thing, which is a Sableye, and I was like, oh, this match is gonna take forever. I'm gonna die slowly and painfully. I said, I'm not wanting none of this. I go into my Landorus. I know the play rough is coming. The foul play is coming. He goes for the taunt instead. I said, okay, cool, I could take the taunt. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp. I really didn't want to switch back out in Cresselia, and I let my Landorus take a burn, which was a bad play. I should have went back into my Cresselia and take the burn. I would have taken it well, and foul play would not kill me from that Sableye. Now, he burns my Glandorus, and I have a burn Landorus at this point, which is fucking pretty much useless now. He goes for the second Will-O-Wisp, gets it off. He burns my Jellicent. Now, my Cresselia is poisoned, my Landorus is burned, and this is burned. I really need to get a Roman Therapist when I'm battling Obey. That's a little bit of knowledge for next time once I'm watching this. He hides a lot of statuses and a lot of playing around. I need to get a Roman Therapist user when I'm battling Obey again. You know, all of my leftovers at this point is just basically stall. I go for the Trick Room. Since the knockout, my leftovers are not getting that residual health back, and the burner is going to take an effect to take me out slowly. The light screen wears off and the taunt wears off, and he goes for the taunt once more. I didn't need to go for the taunt again. I already had up my Trick Room, so I go straight for the Scald, and that does a decent set. Now I'm thinking, oh, I just need to take this thing out, and I am golden. But you know, Sableye, it carries recover, and it could have recovered, stalled me right there and then. But it didn't want to take the chance to get that burn, so it goes right back out into his Chansey. I go for the Skull again, and it does 2 damage to the Chansey. But I get the burn, but he has a Roman Therapy, so it's pretty much useless at this point. But that burn is going to rack up on him. The reflex wears off. I said I could save Jellicent and recover, come back in and recover at a later date. So I go into my champ, and he goes for the aromatherapy, knowing this. I get my champ in here. I prefer my champ morally poison than burn. So I go ahead and I go for the dynamic punch, knowing chances of threat, and he brings out his clef key to get back up his screens. Now, instead of going for the dynamic punch like I should have, I went for the payback, thinking Sableye was going to come in and he was going to predict my dynamic punch. But he was a smarter player. He wins his clef key. He gets up his screens. I wish I had brick break on this, but oh well. You know, each to their own. I went ahead doing another over prediction here, thinking Sableye is going to come out this time. He goes back for another screen. I was like, Shaby, what are you thinking? He's going to stay in. Klefki's bulky. He could take those hits. I go for the bullet punch. I'm going to do this. So he goes to protect the burner turn, and this time I go for the dynamic punch, and yeah, he predicts on me, really, and I am making way bad decisions at this point in time, and I'm way behind on this match. And he goes in for his next screen, and I go for the dynamic punch this time, which I should have gone the first time, and I get the confusion hats, and it's all good and dandy. My champ is poisoned. I can't stay too long with Machamp. I want to go in again in another dynamic punch. And he predicts this and goes into his Metachamp. And now, he goes into his Metachamp and he knows that I can't stay in too long because the poison's going to rack up. And I switch out my Machamp. I go in my Cresselia thinking that Sableye is coming out. And he goes into this. He makes an excellent double switch. I must commend him. It was really good. He outplayed me so well. So at this point in time, he goes for the Psycho Cut to see how much damage it does. It does a lot of damage and is a crit. Crits. These crits, man. Them crits, man. I go for the rest. I get off the rest. I'm fully sleeping now. I can't stay in here with Metachamp too long. I can take some of its hits, but I can't take them well. And these crits are just, what these things are happening to critting my Pokemon all day, all night. And he goes for the next Ice Punch, and at this point in time, it's a 3-hit KO. I don't want anything else to come in and take whatever this Metachamp is dishing out, so I'll let Cresselia die here. I know that for a fact. Mega Metachamp is a threat. Do not play around with it. It has huge power. Take it out. Remember this. Don't be like me and tipping around the situation. Kill it. So I go in my Mega Manectric, get the Intimidate drop, And at this point in time, I go for the Thunderbolt to see how much damage it's going to do to the Medicham. And it does nothing, but I get the Paralyzed Hat. So I was like, yes! He goes to the Psycho Cut. It crits me! All these crits, man! Damn crits! This Psycho Cut crit, man, ratio is killing me. And I go into my Landorus to get the other Intimidate. At this point in time, he's 2 down. He doesn't want to stay with the Mega Medicham anymore because his attacks are going to be doing shit all now. And I know this. And I go for Stealth Rock to stat up. Yes, late game rocks. At this point in time, I didn't really care at this point in time. I just needed some little damage off his mons. He switches in and out quite regularly. So I said those late game rocks could prove effective. His light screen wore off and he goes through the recover. Pranks to recover. He gets his Sableye almost to full. I go for the Earthquake. I'm knowing this is not going to do much. The Sableye is pretty bulky in the defensive side, and I'm pretty much burned, so it's going to be doing dick all. This point in time, just here, and I'm not really liking this. I could use this Landorus against Mega Medicham, so I opted to do the U-turn switch out. I go into my Machamp, knowing that my Machamp is poison. He goes for the knockoff, predicting this, and I get myself this knockoff, which was fucking amazing. He predicted that so cleanly, but it was kind of obvious. But really, it couldn't. I could have stand in the Earthquake, and he goes to the recover, knowing that I have the payback. And he doesn't want to attack me and give me the payback boost. So I go for the payback, see how much it does. It does a decent quarter chunk, almost half, not quite there. And I'm here, and he is just burning these turns of poison, watching my Machamp die slowly. Is very painful indeed. And he goes for the recover again, knowing he can recover stall me because I got this. I go for the Dynamic Punch, hoping he would have switched out, but what am I thinking? I think that was a misclick at that point in time. I went for the payback and I got I hit the Dynamic Punch. It was supposed to be the payback. And he goes for the knockoff here, knowing I'm dead, and he's just rubbing it all in my face. I killed you, but chat, you didn't kill my Sableye. Shit, it's going down. And I'm like, shut up, Obed. Shut up. Really? And my champ goes down. Currently, I only have Landorus, and I think that's the only mon I have left. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jellicent went down. Machamp went down. Mega Manatrit went down so fast it wasn't even funny. Cresselia went down, and Jellicent went down. Yeah, this is my last mon, and this point in time, he's just watching me die slowly. And he's just rubbing it in all my faces. Goes out in the Klefki just to get a screen, just to play with my feelings more and more. I go for the Earthquake. I do take out the Klefki. He did that just because, you know, I didn't get really enough in this match. He was like, oh, I'll give you a kill, man. Kill the Klefki. And he goes into his Greninja, you know, to wrap up shop. At this point in time, I can't really do anything. So he goes for the Dark Pulse. And he takes out my Landorus. Yup. No, I do have one more Pokemon. I have Bufflin. Oh, this isn't gonna last long. I go into Bufflin. Well, this is my last mon for sure. And he goes back into Sableye. Know I could do all this damage. I know Sableye is here, so I didn't opt to go to lock myself into Head Charge, Afro Break, as it is in the Japanese translation. That sounds cooler, Afro Break. And I go for the Mega Horn, knowing his Sableye switching, and I get that off, and I switch out. I do have one more Pokemon. Oh, I do have Jellicent, but that's pretty much dead. That's dead Jellicent right there. But he goes for the Skull. I get a Water Absorb. Smart! I'm smart! I should do some of this match. Well, I'm pretty much dead at this point. Jellicent goes I predict that pretty well. That was pretty good prediction on my part, but it doesn't matter any different. He has a dark pulse. He goes for the dark pulse. He takes me out with the dark pulse. And Shiny Greninja's looking pretty majestic, finishing up the battle. Now I know this is, I know that Sableye is dead, so I opted to lock myself into Afro Break right here, head charge. And luckily I don't get to burn off the skull, and I take out the Greninja. I remember this now. And I was like, yes, 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 I'm doing stuff. But Chansey's just coming in here to just steal my friggin' soul. Chansey, I hate you. And I go for the head charge. It takes out the Chansey. Crit! Oh, I got a crit. I got some hats my way. Oh, it was good. But at this point in time, he was just playing around. He could have killed me at any point in time he felt like it. So, Buffalo, you know, doing its thing. I get the break. It's a wrap. Snap, pack, and pop. And I lost against Obed again. Obed, you're too good. You know I'm going to get you one of these days. I'm going to creep up behind you and I'm going to steal your soul. And you're going to hate it. But, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching the battle. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys leave a like in the comments if you did. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, do the honorable thing and subscribe to me now. And also leave comments in the YouTube comment sessions. I do read those. And also join Pokemon Battle Station, where we do battles on Facebook. I'm there most of the time. You could challenge me to a battle. Later, guys. Peace out.